guys and gals, and Harry here from Drake Wing Gaming. And some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you into the Let's Play episode of Before You Depart. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to jumping back into this. Yeah, the material it is about is pretty heavy, so, you know, just keep that in mind, y'all. So let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Dude. Alright. Before I pushed everyone away, I delved deep, reaching into the past. Oh yeah, by the way, I can turn the music up, because this is all original music. There we go. Moonlit Waltz. It was a play I was in, God, way back when. It was about a star who fell in love with a man on Earth. It was all about their differences, their growing connection and all that. But the star had to return home since she was a star. She had no choice. But before she left, she and the man danced in the starlight one final time. Ooh! He was fully invested now, ears perked and eyes wide. If they weren't so bloodshot, I dare say he looked like a puppy of sorts. And that's what you remember. And that's what you remember, yes? So, show me. Well, I can't really show you. It happened a long time ago. Oh, right. That is true. Memento sprung up from the fountain's edge. In that case, when did this play happen? I'm not sure. I was big into theater during college, like 10 years ago, maybe. So, around that time? 10 years. Got it. What do you do? Oh. Before I could finish the thought, Memento snapped his fingers and the entire city swirled into a vortex. What the hell are you doing? Going back, seeing your memory and all that. Here we go. This must be it. Last night I met a star. She was the most beautiful star you've ever seen. Oh. Who are you? Your hair. Your body. You came from the sky? Yes, I traveled so very far to arrive here, through endless space and past innumerable planets, many you never would have imagined existed. And on my journey I have arrived here in this meadow, with you. I don't believe it, this must be a dream. This is the Chorus Communities Theater, just as I remember. I stood at the very back of the bleachers, watching the actors from above. What is your name? Oh my fucking lord, is that what I sounded like? Whoa! I turned to face Memento, who was sitting half-phased into an elderly woman. You gonna get up? Oh, I didn't even notice. Apologies, ma'am. This is your theater? His eyes were alight with awe at the half-assed set and poor lighting. It's a little derelict. I think they were renovating while the show was in production. I see. Memento walked through a couple seats towards the stage. Come on, I want to get a closer look. What? Nothing I could do to stop him, I guess. I took the central staircase instead, careful to avoid phasing through anyone. The scene transitioned and the set shifted. You tell stories like this, but nothing's changed. Wasn't this the same place as before? Plays require some suspicion of disbelief. Like, here, we're supposed to be back inside a house. You can see over there the technicians moving some of the furniture on set. Oh, so it's up to your imagination then, I suppose. And is that what gives humans the joy? These play things? Well... If you're a good enough actor, then perhaps. On cue, my character ran, opening the door in an overdramatic, frantic fashion. Father, you would not believe what just happened! Oh, brother. Memento pointed gleefully. That's you! Yeah, it sure is. So, tell me more. About plays, all these theatrics and stuff. Oh, you must have been so happy, yes? Oh, I suppose. Happy? Was I happy here? I glanced at my character who was telling the story of his chance encounter with the star. The delivery, the enunciation, the stuttering. God, how did I even get to this part? But I looked into my own eyes. There was passion. There was excitement. This must have been the first showing. I remembered staying up all night, butterflies fluttering like crazy. The nerves, the anxiety, and then finally going on stage to perform. Poor kid. He has no idea. But no, it is coffee time. Most important time of the day. No idea what comes next. Look at him. so full of aspiration, so full of dreams. I wanted to become a star on Broadway, show the world my talent, my passion. Perhaps it was doomed from the start. How do you mean? This kid had a dream, Memento, something he clung to harder than anything else. Something that drove him to walk forward every day, amid all the shit in school, amid the stuff of other circumstances. And is that what a joy is? A dream? It could be. And what happens if that dream is impossible? I bite my lip and look downwards. That's the real problem, isn't it? But you look so happy! Because I was a dumb kid who thought I could make it. I grew up on Julie Andrews and Fred Astaire. It's kind of sad looking at it. But you are happy here, yes? So how could that be sad? It's a crapshoot, Memento. A game of luck that was never in the cards for me. There might be made in it, as my father was so kind to point out. So what did you pursue instead? Something he insisted was a safer bet. Maybe he was right. The play continued. Being incorporeal did have its benefits, since I didn't get tired from standing around. While I moaned every time I had a line, Memento's tail wagged uncontrollably. Death's a cute little puppy dog, huh? Who'd have thought? Still, at least someone enjoyed my acting. It was a simple story, the performance spanning an hour and a half tops. A story about a romance that was never meant to be. Memento seemed the most interested by the star. He kept asking questions about her like, why is she so reluctant to love the boy back, or why does the boy love her so much in the first place? At one point, he even took on the stage and wandered around as an intense scene played out between the star and my character's father. I reflexively yelled at him to get down, but then I remembered that we were merely reliving a memory. It took me a moment to figure out what he was doing. After stood by the star, she argued with the father. He mimicked her affectations and tried mouthing her lines. There was a moment where the star paused. She had stumbled over a line. For a second, the theater was still. Even Memento had his eyes trained heavily on her. The peering gaze of the audience, the mounting pressure of that singular moment. Though it was merely a memory, I felt my heart stop, just as it did all those years ago. She stumbled again, then again. They were not mistakes. She was doing it on purpose. In the original script, there was no stumbling, but here, she took her mistake and rolled with it. Her voice became coarse, and she stuttered in response to the father's angered tone. God, she was amazing. Memento hopped off after this and sidled over beside me. Much harder than it looks, yeah? And you have to be in front of a whole crowd? Not sure if I could do that. I'm only ever seen about one person at a time. But that girl, the star, she was wonderful. Yeah, she sure is. I stared at the star wistfully, to hear her voice again after so long. Mori? Yeah? You all right there? Yeah, I'm fine. Before long, the final scene had arrived. Back at the first set, where the whole play began, the field dimmed to soft blue. My dear, please! There must be another way! The star looked silent and bit her lip. Unlike me, she was so natural, her acting subtle yet effective. She portrayed reticence with a slight glance to the ground, anxiety with the beginnings of a stifled sentence. What was I doing with someone like her? You have taught me many things, my love, but I am a star, and a star must continue its journey across the sky. I know, it is painful, my dear, but it is my nature, my purpose for being. It's just how it is. My character collapsed, clawing at his face. Honestly, that crying acting wasn't nearly as bad as I remember. Star walked forward, but my character grabbed her by the wrist. Just one more thing. Ugh. There was a hush as the characters faced each other. I haven't taught you how to dance yet. Star's eyes flickered, mouth held agape. No, I suppose not. I placed a hand on her waist. Just one more. If you must go. Like this? The character shook his head. No. Like this. Whoa! God, she was wonderful. I remembered every step I took was painstakingly choreographed, but for her it came so effortlessly. Second, y'all. Coffee time. She didn't deserve to be stuck with an oaf like me. Memento swayed to and fro with the music, though his movements were certainly much less refined. The actors twirled, and in response, the wolf twirled as well. A bit too much as he tumbled to the ground. Ugh. He left it off and continued staring at the dance. This was the pride of the show, the climax, the part everyone was waiting for. So what do you think? It was very good! The ending dance, my goodness. Memento swayed back and forth, mimicking the motions. Could you show me? Show you the moves? He nodded happily. Well, this happened over a decade ago. I don't think I remember the choreography. Memento's ears dropped in disappointment. Did all this answer your question? Well, somewhat. I'm still unsure what you mean by dream. A joy cannot just be that, can it? What about a sunset? Or the smell of a pretty flower? Well, I suppose, but... Oh, excuse me. Or belly rubs. You get belly rubs? Sometimes when I reap a dog lover, they ask me for one last pet. I must admit they are quite pleasing. I did always want a dog, a nice and fluffy one. They're amazing creatures, so intelligent and affectionate. Like me? Memento said with an innocent look on his face. Well, you certainly got the look down. Alas, wasn't meant to be. Too much work, my dad would say. Too much responsibility. So, a loving pal who's by your side, is that a source of joy? Well, yes, I suppose it could be a source of happiness as well. Well, I hope I can suffice in that role for now. Well, you're doing adequately, but back to the whole joy thing. They're, fleeting. I mean, isn't that life? I suppose. Those are different. A pretty flower, a sunset, or belly rubs will gratify you in the moment. An ambition, however, that's a goal for the long term. Perhaps your whole life. Some get to achieve it while others, I watched a lot of classical movies during my childhood. Lots of big dancers, singers, and thespians from the 50s and 60s. I remember staring at the screen in awe of what I was witnessing. The colors of the films, the passion in their voices and movements. They were utterly enchanting. That feeling of captivation blossomed inside me. It made me want to do the same to others. To stand on a fancy stage somewhere in the lens of a big camera, and to broadcast my talent to all the world. I so desperately wanted that dream. I wanted people to be mesmerized by me. I wanted it so badly. It was my raison d'etre. It was my raison d'etre. Not sure how to further answer your question. Sorry. Second meal, coffee time. Raison d'etre. Oh shit! What does that mean? Some of you will get that. Most of you probably will not. No. No, it's fine. I think you illustrated it quite well, Mori. Well, let's just get this over with soon, so I can enjoy eternity. We've probably got much better plays up there. If I get to meet Gene Kelly or someone, I could spend all forever learning from the greats. Oh, well, let's not be hasty now. It's the last time you're ever going to see Earth. I would suggest you appreciate it before you're gone. I was about to respond when Memento's ears perked up. What's that? He faced the stage. The cast had finished doing their bows and were returning backstage. Memento was focused on the girl who played the star. She had dark skin and braided black hair that tumbled down to shoulder length. Her name was Stella. If this was my memory, then... I looked closer at Stella as she walked off stage. Her eyes looked red. Their light caught the glisten of tears. Past me, followed right behind her. What's going on here? Memento leaped onto the stage and followed the two. Hey, wait! The wolf followed Stella and my past self backstage. Now Stella was audibly weeping. Past Mori lay a hand on her shoulder and she turned to face him. Come on, let's go somewhere quieter. The other castmates shot her concerned glances, but past Mori shielded her from view and led her to the changing room. The hell? Is that like a Patasaurus wearing an Indian headdress? That's what comes to my mind. Look at the outline. The neck, the snout. Just the Indian headdress. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, I can't get that out of my head now. That's a thing. That's a canon thing now. Alright. He didn't show up. Come on, he must have been in the crowd. Did you see your mom? Stella nodded. Mom was there, but he promised me. No matter what happened with Mom, he said he'd see me here. Stella. Alright, guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. Share a tip if you can. It always helps. Till the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.